And welcome back to another edition of Hawk Talk. I'm Jeff Dooley and pleased to be joined by former Hartford women's basketball star Lindsey Abed, who joins us now. Lindsey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you? How have things been?
Everything's going well, staying safe, which is
Yeah.
obviously a good thing. Hopefully, you're doing the same. I was just
Yeah.
looking at the notes, and I can't believe it's been 2 years since you played for the Hawks. I mean, where's time gone, right?
I think about it and like the teammates that I played with are I think are juniors now and they're about to be seniors and like it's crazy because I played with them, they were freshmen. It's
Right.
so wild to see how they've grown and just like the program itself.
Well, tell Hawk fans what you're doing now.
So right now I'm a supervisor at the job that I work at and the job is like I work at a gym, so I'm allowed to work out, lift, play basketball. I'm kind of just hanging out, hoping to go overseas the next season.
Yeah, tell everyone the story because you were, just about to play professional basketball when kind of the whole world came to a stop.
Yeah, so I got signed late last November. And so I went right before Thanksgiving. And I was playing that season and everything seemed to be fine. You know, the talks of the virus started. And then beginning of March is when everything started to pick up. And I was, just talking to Sarah about this for a second. And then it was just crazy. Everything took a 180. We came back from a game in Spain. We had like one or two practices, and my coach was like, okay, games are suspended for 2 weeks. Like we're not playing. It just like right after a practice. And we're like, okay, couple weeks go by and he's like, yeah, so another 2 weeks, like we're not doing anything. And so at that time, it was about to be, I think, the end of March. So really, we only had about 3 weeks left of the season. And then one of my teammates from Finland went home because, that's when Trump started closing borders and everything like that. And so at that point, I just was like, yeah, I'm going to go home. And then they canceled everything. They canceled all the leagues. And it went from like playing full time to nothing in about 3 weeks.
Now, tell us what team you were on and where you were playing and how all that schedule was supposed to go anyway.
I played for Mahé, which is like a team in Tias, which is part of the second league in the Spanish league, like
Okay.
Liga Femenina Dos. And it's actually just really different from college. You know, college tends to be really fast paced. You play 2 to 3 games a week. You just play one game a week and you're practicing the rest. Like you just play one a weekend, one home, and then the next weekend you're away. So it's a lot more downtime, which is something that I really didn't expect overseas.
Yeah, what did you do with the downtime?
I mean, I got to explore the island. The island was beautiful. I
Cool.
got to hang out with my teammates. You just kind of really just like hang out and being on the island, it was just fun.
Were you nervous going there? And I'm guessing you didn't know a lot of people, right?
Oh, I was really, really nervous because American basketball is really different than European basketball. And that's something I didn't realize until I got there. So I had no idea, the playing style of it. I didn't know any of my teammates because a lot of them were from the island or they're from foreign like countries, like a teammate from Finland and Paraguay. And so I really had no idea what to expect. I kind of just got there, and then as soon as I got there, I was thrown into a practice, and then I had people talking to me in Spanish, and I had someone trying to translate in English, and it was just a lot going on. I had no idea what was happening.
Well, talk about the differences in the style of basketball between European basketball and American basketball as you played in college here at the University of Hartford.
Just in general, it's a little bit more fast paced in a way where it's kind of like a couple passes and then a shot, whereas American basketball tends to be a little bit more systematic, methodical, thought out. You run specific plays for certain people. And I just feel like because you only get 24 seconds overseas, you know, people are just like they kind of shoot without a conscious sometimes. And so it's just like a couple passes, a shot, and then you run back on defense. Like it's just like you're always moving. Um, One thing for me is European basketball tends to have a little bit more finesse, like even with the passes that they throw, the way that they shoot the ball, the way that they maneuver their bodies, it's a little bit different. So I have to be a little bit more disciplined, like defensively with that. Those are probably like the main differences.
Lindsay, how did the competition seem, and even maybe some of the players on your team in terms of professional basketball versus college basketball?
Well, competition wise, players overseas are very good. And one of the biggest difference was, in college, your teammates are about 18 to 23. I had a teammate that was 19, and then I had a teammate that was 38 who had been playing for about almost 18 years in a way.
Okay.
And so, you have to be able to adapt to different styles. You have to be able to, play someone that's 21 who has played a couple years, and then also play against someone who's played for about 10 years who really, really knows the game. And so that's, kind of like hard to pick up on.
How about the strength and the physicality and also the quickness when you're playing professional basketball?
Quickness wise, I would say it's about the same over in college. Um, Strength and everything like that. I mean, I feel like in college I lifted a little bit more, whereas overseas we did a little bit more, agility, balance, and stuff like that. So strength wise, I felt like I was fine as well.
Well, let's look back at your storied college career at the University of Hartford. You're certainly one of the greatest to put up so many points and to wear that uniform. The all-time leader in three-point field goals, three-point field goal percentage, and steals, and also sixth in scoring and assists. And when you look at some of the numbers that have you put up individually, are you more proud of one than the other?
No, I'm honestly just proud of myself in general because when I really look back at just like myself, like my freshman year, I almost just like didn't want to play basketball anymore. And I stuck it out and I really had no idea where my career was going. And then by senior year, I had like a whole bunch of like accomplishments and milestones. So it's really just like all of them I'm really proud about.
When did it all click, Lindsay, that I do want to continue to play basketball?
Probably like fall of my sophomore year. Freshman year was just really, really hard for me mentally and everything like that. And then the summer session of my sophomore year, I was like, you know what? I want to stick this out. Like I really love basketball. Because for a period of time I kind of like lost my love for it and it felt a little bit forced, but then I refound it. And then fall of sophomore year, I was like, no, like that's when I really was considering. I was like, I could have like a really, really great career here.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, it's got to help too when you're making shots and you look
Yeah,
for
yeah, yeah.
situations to win, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
When you look back at your playing days at Hartford, is one thing pop out more than the next that this, when you think about the Hawks' career, that this was, whether it's a team situation or an individual memory, that you always kind of bring a smile to your face?
Uh, Team memory would have to be my junior year when we came back against Binghamton. I think it was I think it was this what quarterfinals of the tournament, and we came back and somehow beat Binghamton. We were down like 10 something points with like a minute or something left. And we came back and we ended up beating Binghamton, which took us on to play Albany. That was probably my favorite team memory because that rally was just like crazy. I don't know how we did it, but that rally was crazy. And then individually would have to be the game against UMBC for me, where I broke the record for it. So
Yeah, yeah, that was pretty
yeah.
special for sure. Talk about how playing basketball for the Hartford Hawks helped prepare you to do this, professionally now as you want to continue and pursue a career in pro basketball.
I mean, in all aspects of like for the coaches that I played with, I felt like it prepared me conditioning wise. I mean, we did a lot of things that kept us in shape, but even in practices, we were always conditioning. But coaches instilled in me, especially as I grew up, a confidence where if I took that overseas, no matter if I was like my first year, second year, third year, eighth year, I always would have confidence in myself to play. So no matter if I was playing against someone who played for 12 years overseas, I wasn't going to look at myself and be like, maybe I'm not good enough. Like I knew I was good enough. Um, and then just like the hard work and the drive to always get better.
Well, it's awesome catching up with you.
Thank
Continued
you.
success to you. Please stay safe, and we'll be following you. When you get back overseas, hopefully sooner than later.
Thank you. Stay safe as well.
All right, Lindsey Abed joining us on Hawk Talk.